Greetings everyone, John from Trizity Traveling. Today we continue the birthday trip to London Heathrow on Virgin Atlantic. This is my first flight on a Boeing Dreamliner, and I'm very much looking forward to the premium experience with Virgin Atlantic. In the previous episode was the connecting flight to Los Angeles. I was looking to get a direct flight and not have to connect to my international flight, so it meant we had a long layover in Los Angeles. Luckily, with all the construction, they're running shuttle buses between the terminals in Los Angeles, so we took the shuttle bus over to the international terminal, which gave us some good views for plane spotting. I'm going to do a little plug here for my Instagram. Based on the difference of subscribers, most of you don't know that I do have an Instagram as well. I invite you to go check that out at Trizity. My trips will be put up there live as I'm traveling, and general plane spotting. Once that was done, we headed back to Terminal 2 and the Delta Sky Club there. Delta Sky Club has showers, lots of drinks, most of the Sky Clubs have this iPad set up so you can check the allergens. As you may know, I am gluten-free, not by choice, but by necessity, and unfortunately it wasn't working. The Los Angeles Sky Clubs both seem to have taco bar. At least the last 2 times I've been there. Some fresh fruit, cheese, and then salads on the opposite side. Decent food selections. I'm a little leery since I'm going to be on an airplane for about 10 hours. There's our Dreamliner, Lucy in the Sky. I got a better picture of it at Seattle last time I was visiting there. Our departure is at 3:45 p.m. It's been a long day, so I decided to grab a little coffee with my favorite almond milk. Yum. The layover didn't seem that long. It was six and a half hours, and time to start boarding my Dreamliner. Virgin Atlantic does a pretty strict boarding process by group. We are in premium today. First class has a bar area at the backside. The premium section is set up in a 232. Very comfortable long haul seat. Each seat has a pillow, amenity kit, and a blanket. And if you've never been on the Dreamliner, the windows are huge. Love them. Seat area has a screen as well as a remote. Nice big cabin and provided air vents. Love air vents. Singapore Airlines, at least my flights did not, on the A350 did not have air vents. Lots of legroom in the Dreamliner here. Virgin Atlantic has an animated safety video based on a multitude of Hollywood movies, I believe is what they're going for. These views are from row 23. The only drawback with this particular seat is the massive engine and wing block your views of the ground. Next time I would sit further up if I could. If you don't care about seeing the ground, then it doesn't matter, of course. Let's go to London. Comment there was so bendy. I'm sure many of you have seen Dreamliner departures, and the wing flex is pretty impressive. The routing from LA essentially went to Boston and then over the North Atlantic from there, using the track system, I believe it's called. So shortly after takeoff, checked out what they call Vera, the in-flight entertainment system. Huge number of choices. It would be difficult to not find something you wanted to watch, I think. The only bummer about this flight is my tray table was stuck in the arm. I never was able to get it out. Called the flight attendant, they couldn't get it out. So all my meals were on a tray on my lap. Amenity kit provided: socks, eye mask, pen, toothbrush, earplugs. Here's the menu. My wife ended up with the peppered beef and polenta for dinner. Salt and pepper shakers are small airplanes, and you eat dinner with metal utensils. So as a gluten-free traveler, you never really know what you're going to get. I believe this was a curried chicken and rice. I had wine with that, and it was excellent. I highly recommend the gluten-free option. Completely destroyed that. Time to watch a movie. I chose A Quiet Place. Pretty good thriller. I was pretty excited with that. You can see the windows on the far side are dimmed throughout the flight, at least in the initial part, the flight attendants or the flight controls dimmed the windows. Still had control through kind of mid-flight, so I could look outside. There's the shallow path I was talking about. Just crossing into Nebraska right now. Be Omaha off in the distance. But as I had wine with dinner, I decided to take a little nap. And when I woke up, we were pretty close to Boston. And similar to the A350, and I think pretty much all of the modern airplanes, the lighting is controlled to simulate sunset. And as I said, the windows were locked by this time of the flight. In the premium section, you have access to the Wonder Wall, which is drinks and snacks. All kinds of goodies here. I didn't actually see too many people checking out the Wonder Wall. I think most people were sleeping. And they had gluten-free options in there, which is awesome. Took another nap, and I woke up and we were approaching Ireland. And the lights started to come up to, again, simulate sunrise in this case. One hour, 33 minutes to go. A light breakfast, yogurt, food bar, and for the norms, maple Danish and yogurt. Very yummy. And just like that, it's time to make our approach into London. This is my second time flying into London, and I've done enough watching of other YouTubers to know that there's usually plenty of traffic around London Heathrow. And it's not uncommon to be put into a hold while you're waiting for your turn to land. Which is what happened to us. Just a really brief, I think we only did one turn. I think this is my favorite shot of the whole trip. United 777 crossing above. At least I think that's what that is. You can see the one little turn on our moving map there. I think that's an EasyJet A320 or A319. In flight, I can't say that the Dreamliner is that much quieter than any other airplane. I mean, the wind noise outside will make any airplane a little loud. I will say the engine startup is significantly quieter than a 777. The GE90s are shocking when they start up. And there's our one little hold. Didn't add any delay, we were still early into London. It is overcast and hazy. Not really hazy, I guess, just overcast. But it did not rain the entire time. We were in London for a week. It didn't rain any of the days. It was actually sunny. This is the only cloudy day I think I saw. Even the thrust reverse is quiet. Something like a 757 has a massive roar when they turn on the thrust reversers. Not the Dreamliner, at least not this flight. Even the thrust reverse is quiet. Even the thrust reverse is quiet. It's crazy. It's a very different airplane.
And if you'd also like to make a donation to the onboard charity affiliate for children, we'll be collecting your donation envelopes or loose change directly into the same charity bank as we say goodbye from the charity.
British Airways One World 747, and then a regular British Airways 747. Kind of cool. Won't be long, those are going to go away. And a surprise for me, that's a Air Canada Max 737. Not sure I'd want to fly that from Canada to London. Finnair A350 back there. And we're at our gate. Overall, my experience in premium with Virgin Atlantic on the 787 was my favorite flight I've ever taken. This whole experience was amazing. The flight crew on Virgin Atlantic was awesome. They were very nice, friendly, helpful. Hopefully I can get another Virgin Atlantic flight in the near future. We ended up spending 9 hours, 26 minutes in the air, and I loved every minute of it. I hope you'll subscribe and click the reminder bell. The return flight is coming, as well as videos from London. Happy travels.